Talofa Lava. My name is Morwenna, and today we will sit down and have 5 questions with World Championship fire dancer, Polynesian dancing superstar, Rex Tiumalu. Welcome, Rex, and thank you for being here with us today. We're going to start by asking you some questions. So, our first question today is: how did you get involved with Siva Afi?
Oh man, Fire Knife came into my life at a crazy time because both of my parents were in the entertainment industry. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I know that's probably a weird place for people to think Polynesians are from all the way on the east coast of America. Usually they're from California and Utah and things like that. But my parents, they're both Samoan. My dad's from American Samoa. My mom's from Western Samoa. And they came here to perform for SeaWorld. And my dad was a fire knife dancer. My mom was a Polynesian performer. And so I grew up loving the sport. And so my dad did it, and my mom's two other brothers did it, and they were the first fire dancers at Walt Disney World. And so when me and my brother is another world champion fire knife dancer via Tiumalu. He's on TikTok and things like that. We both kind of grew up watching it, and we loved it. And we asked my dad and my uncles to teach us, and we got into Siva Afi just because we loved to, entertain. We saw how it made people feel, and we got to see the impact that it had. And then when we got older, it just became our job. But it's a fun job. It's a passion project almost. So I've been doing Siva Afi since I was 6 years old. So I've been in the Siva Afi for a long time, and I really love where it's taken me and the process of getting into it.
That's awesome story. I love how your family was all involved with it. Um, so our second question is: what do you wish you had known when you started out with Siva Afi?
I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known a lot more about the people that I looked up to. I think that's one of the things, uh, uh, because right now technology, we get to talk to each other and things like that. With the people that you looked up to and seeing in shows, you kind of had to go to Hawaii or go visit these people because there was no social media back then. I wanted to get their stories and how they developed it. And I wish I would have, asked more questions on how things were done. It was with our family teaching us, it was more like, oh, we'll teach you here and there, and then you're pretty much on your own. I wish I would have learned from more people and got more info. I think because the more you learn from people, the more you get different techniques and different things. It makes you a better person because you have more things to inspire to be. But fire knife, you're always constantly learning, and I think as a fire dancer, you should always be thinking about learning and progressing yourself instead of being married to one system your own way, trying to be better.
So we're just going to take a break from our interview just to let you know that any of the links that we talk about during the interview will be down below in the description so that you can find them later. If you are liking this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that we can get more videos out to you. And now back to the interview. That awesome. Okay, number 3, what are you doing now?
Oh, so right now, there's a lot of things I'm doing right now. So one of my jobs is I'm a fire knife dancer for Walt Disney World, Festival of the Lion King. I am the head of entertainment and creative director for the Mana Collective that we have. It's a Polynesian creative content company. I'm also doing Fire Knife Life podcast. The Fire Knife Life podcast is pretty much a passion project that I didn't know a lot of people would listen to. And I'm also teaching. I have my own fire knife school. So fire knife is not just a thing I do on the side. It's my full-time gig. It's what gets me going, and it's what makes me get up in the morning, knowing that I get to do what I love to do, because I get to perform for Disney World in front of thousands of people, thousands of tourists to show the culture of Samoa. And I get to go home and continue that, doing the podcast, doing creative stuff with Mana, and teaching, and also helping it getting passed on to the next generation. So that's pretty much what I'm doing now.
Awesome. So what was the name of your podcast again? Sorry, and also the name of your Siva Afi school.
Okay, so the Fire Knife Life podcast is the name of the podcast. You can find it on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. And my Fire Night school is called the Toa Nomads. I know that's the craziest name, but the reason why it's named that is because me and my best friends, we were called the Nomads because we were the little kids in Fire Night, the little kids that were just doing it on the side. And that was kind of like the name that we brought up. And so that's the Fire Night school. We meet up every week. And most of my students are not Polynesian. So it's kind of great to show them this dangerous art form, but kind of show them the Samoan culture as well to make them love and appreciate it. So that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. What's one of your Siva Afi failures?
Oof. Okay, I think this kind of has to do with the dance, but something that I mentioned earlier is that me and my brother are both world champion fire knife dancers, and I'm the youngest brother. And I think for me, one of the failures and downfalls of me is that I put too much pressure on myself because my older brother was a champion, and I felt like I've always had to be better. I think a failure to me is that I didn't pay attention to life. I wanted to be the best in it to the point where I was messing up in other things in life because I wasn't focusing on nurturing relationships, building friendships. It was all about being the best, being the best fire knife dancer, being better than my brother, being the best. But the failure that I did, I just ignored everything, and without cherishing the process and bringing people together. The thing that people don't know about fire knife is that fire knife is very individual. It's a single sport. It's only you. It's not like a Tahitian or a Cook Island group where you have everybody, you have a support group. It's just you. And the thing that will help you be better in life is to surround yourself with people that love you. And even when you're chasing greatness, remember there's always going to be support, and don't push away people. I failed at that, is that it was only me and me and me. Just remember why you're doing it and who you're going to be impacting, and bring people to your journey. That's one thing that I would say for people that are getting into this. If you want to be great at fire knife and do this like what we do for a full-time job, you gotta be open to everybody. You know what I mean? You gotta love everybody, respect everybody that you go into, because it's not all about you. And always include people into your life, because that's ultimately what's going to make you happy in the end.
I love
I don't
that.
know if that was too philosophical, but
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, our last question for today. Is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't?
Oh man. Man, I don't know. I think one thing that I wish I would say on other podcasts that I don't get to say is that, people always ask me this all the time off camera. There's like, who am I inspired by? But I really want to talk about my brother VJ for a second. My brother VJ, he's a 3-time world champion, and I feel like he's an unsung champion. When I was growing up in Florida, a lot of people say that Florida was kind of the place where fire knife changed. And I think that's true, because I got to see VJ and Mika change it. And I was there with that conversation. And, I love Mika, I love VJ, and Mika gets a lot of the praise, and he's our best friend. But my brother too, like, I would love to say that he is my biggest inspiration. He was my biggest fan. He was my biggest inspiration of going out there and representing for Orlando, Florida, which is people don't think Polynesians live there, but there's a big Polynesian community here that we represent all the time. And one thing that I want to put out there is that I love VJ, I love Mika, and I'm so glad because of them I got to do what I got to do, and I got to be on the YouTube podcast show with you, and I'm very grateful for you and everything that you're doing. Hopefully I want to go over there to Australia and teach as well. Like, I'm very grateful because of them. I get to do things like this. I get to do this for a living, and I really want to make an impact in people's lives, and want to leave a legacy that people would want to follow one day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all of that. That is so awesome. I think all of the followers will absolutely love what you've just talked about. Thank you again, Rex.